What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. I am going to attempt to look for my alarm system. Apparently the E36 M3 does have a factory pre-wired alarm on my car. Pre-wired for BMW CD player, pre-wired for BMW security system, pre-wired for BMW cellular phone. So this is the one that you're going to want to take a look at. What we're going to do is remove like bolt here, bolt there, bolts under here, and then these bolts here. This one here are the screws, and this should just pop off. So I'm gonna wait for this guy to respond.
One eternity later.
So just checking back in with you guys. I did reach out to this guy from msportparts.com. He actually sells the key fobs for the E36. And what he said is that I do not have the alarm module. So what I'm gonna need to do is actually purchase. So this is the full kit. You can see it comes with the siren, the LED, two fobs, the module, wiring, and instruction. I actually purchased it earlier today. He sells it for $200. You have to wait until probably next week for him to ship it out, just because he said he's out of town, so he's not able to ship it. So it's going to be a little bit of a delay, but I will get that updated and share with you guys the installation. Like it's gonna rain out here. We just washed the car too. It's looking mint. I am planning on getting this car detailed. I'm gonna do a paint correction on Tuesday, and so someone's gonna come over and do the paint correction here. It's got like some of this swirls or haziness to it. All of that should be corrected. Third shit. This stuff here maybe we'll be able to get taken out, but like this right here, it's gonna need to get repainted. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back in here. I'm actually gonna go and get my M3 registered. Super hot out here. It's like 105 degrees. I'm about to go get the E36 M3 registered. Let's talk about the top 5 reasons why you should buy an E36 M3 right now. I'd say reason number 1, right now it's really hard to find a clean E36 M3 that's priced relatively well. I think for the most part, E36 M3s are going up in value. Looking at some of the Facebook pages that I'm a part of and cars that I see on the marketplace and OfferUp and Craigslist and all sorts of the car forums, E36 M3s are definitely on the rise. I'll give you guys an example. So as you guys know, I had a 95 Turbo M3 that I had just built last year. Very nice BMW M3, had higher miles on it, but it was pretty clean. And I had a 3.2 liter S52 OBD1 swapped, had a top mount manifold, door corner, turbo, and I ended up selling that for $11,000 last year. It was a coupe. Sorry, I had to adjust my camera, but I was going to say, I know there was an E36 Daytona Violet that I was looking at. It was a 95, and you know, I was trying to make a deal on that, and trying to make a deal on it for like $8 grand, which is only $3 grand away from my turbo M3 that was a clean title, manual transmission, 3.2 liter, I mean turbocharged, right? So had a lot more stuff than this stock E36 M3. But yeah, anyways, I would say that's reason number one that you should really consider buying one. Reason number two, I think the E36 M3 is a car that's very iconic, looks very good when properly maintained and properly modified. The E36 M3 overall, I mean, it's just a really nice car, looks very good. You know, has no really major mechanical issues if you properly maintain it. The body style is just a good car, so you know the reliability factor for the M3 is a really good one that you should really consider purchasing an M3. The current car I'm driving right now is a 97 M3. It's got 180,000 miles, clean title, and runs really good. You know, no issues whatsoever. I drove it down from Seattle, Washington to Arizona where I live, and did not give me any trouble whatsoever. AC works, has really good suspension. It's got ISC coilovers, so it runs really well. Reason number three, I do believe that the E36 M3, older car, the more and more these cars are out there used and abused, I do believe that they are going to go up in value even more, especially for the clean examples. So, you know, I think that's a reason why you should consider buying it. Not saying that it's an investment, but I think if you get a good deal and you can find a clean example, you should definitely jump on it now before they go up. You know, I kind of think of the E30 M3s when, you know, those were, I would say, like 15 years old. You know, they were going for $10,000, and my brother had a E36 M3 5-speed back in 2005 that he straight up did a trade with another guy for an E30 M3 Cinnabara. Did a straight up trade, like straight across. The guy was trying to sell it for 10 grand. My brother had this M3 that was worth about 10 grand, and you know, this is in 2005. You know, these M3s I think are gonna maybe not have as much value as the E30 M3s, but you know, for a clean one, I think people will pay a pretty penny for it. So you know, if you find a good deal, I would say that's a good reason to you know, consider purchasing one. Reason number four, you know, I think for the car, the M3 prices as far as like aftermarket products and you know, things that you can purchase for the car, it's relatively cheap. Maintenance costs, I think, is pretty affordable for the majority of people that are looking for a car to get into. You know, replacement parts are out there, and you know, I think it's a pretty affordable car to get into when you think of like servicing it, you know, parts, aftermarket parts. There's a big presence for a lot of aftermarket parts, so you know, I definitely think that it's not anything crazy where you can't get your hands on certain parts. You know, I think they're pretty readily available. My last reason for buying an M3 is just that they're fun cars to drive. They're still raw. They're really a blast to drive, even though you don't have insane amounts of power. I'll tell you, it's a very fun car to drive in. When I drove this car from Washington to Arizona, I drove it down the California coast, and I tell you, during some of those curves, it was just a blast to drive. And even those cars stock, and you know, just has a 240 horsepower engine, 230 plus torque. you know, that was plenty. Didn't need much more than that. Obviously, if you are into these cars and you want to have big power, there's, you know, you kind of have to go forced induction and go that route. But if you're just looking for a cool car to drive and one that will get you from point A to B and do it in style and will be fun to drive, then, you know, look no further than the E36 M3. I think it's going to be an iconic car. I already think it is. Definitely a car that I would consider in my books a classic. I know many won't, but to me it definitely has those characteristics of a classic. And so, you know, those are some of the reasons why I would consider buying an M3. So I'm going to get this M3 that I just bought registered in my name finally. So I won't be riding around with my old license plate for my diesel. But yeah, just wanted to create a video on this. My next video, I'm gonna have the unveiling of the alarm system and then do an install on that. So if anyone wants to do an install for an OEM alarm system, you know, you guys can follow along and do that. But meantime, guys, appreciate you guys watching the videos. Like and subscribe, and catch you guys on the next one. Peace.